Hey guys, I'm Jay Randall and welcome back to my channel where I discuss wisdom for the modern man. Today guys, we're going to be reacting to a video from FBE Capital with the title, Why Women Struggle to Get Commitment in Modern Dating. Guys, go ahead and subscribe and like his video and leave a comment. He does great stuff. Let's get right into it.
So now that feminism has given women every single opportunity to succeed in life, it continues to push them further and further to the point of having absolutely no boundaries and to let go of any form of self-respect.
Hey, ask me how I did it, I'm telling them grace. Ask me how I'm living, I'm telling them great. Ask me how I did it, I'm telling them.
It is just when you feel really sexy, it is empowering. And it makes you feel really good in your skin.
Disgusting. It's really disgusting.
Women, we can be able to represent our bodies in whichever way we want. If somebody else deems it to be inappropriate, that's on them.
I mean, this is openly advertising. And I just don't like the way this is becoming normalized now.
I agree with you. The rules are changing dramatically all the time. We live in a world where things sort of spiral. They go out of control.
Do any of these women, oh, look at that, beautiful. Do any of these women look like wives to you? Would you want any of those women representing you when they step out the house? So they can look at that girl and be like, oh, hey, that's John's girl. That's Steve's girl. Oh, that's Steve's wife right there with her ass out, shaking at the club. Oh, wow. Interesting. Yeah, that's Steve's wife on the ground in handcuffs because she was doing some crazy hoe activity. It's like they're literally telling you they're not wives. So what I don't want is men looking at these girls, because a lot of them are very attractive and guys will see that and they'll get blinded by that and not see the danger. It's absolutely disgusting.
What happens is if we keep, disbanding all these rules, we'll go down to rock bottom.
So what you'll often hear is that men do not respect women enough. To which I say, do women even respect themselves?
I was 19 and I got kicked out of my house because I was like bringing over 6 dudes a night. Like,
what the hell?
6 dudes a night? Like at the same time or like
no.
After the other?
Yeah, one after the other. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with having.
Yeah, 6 dudes a night. And okay, back in the day, even a couple years ago, women would never, even if she was doing that, would never so boldly say that in front of a camera for the whole world to see. She said that so boldly, didn't care at all. That just goes to show you how far we've fallen, to where she feels confident in saying that she brought over 3 dudes a night. Actually, she said 6 dudes a night. 6 dudes a night, 7 days a week. Bruh. And that's somebody's wife. That girl's body count is definitely in the triple digits. Bro. Well, hopefully it's not somebody's wife. God damn. But, yo.
Account. There is nothing wrong with being any way you want to be, whether it is as an occupation or if it is to just send an around like I do all the time.
No, it's not even that no one has seen them. It's that you guys haven't asked me to see them.
Wait, well, that's true. That would be harassment, dear.
But here's the thing: is like I want to show you my. Is that okay?
Oh no, that's why you're here.
Are you serious right now?
Oh my God! Oh, you're really dumping them.
Yeah, I'm gonna dump them.
Yeah, all very respectable ladies. Which is why, at this point, pretty much everywhere you look online, you'll see women using their bodies to get attention or money from men. We seem to be living in the best era ever for women to actually make use of their brains and skills.
We are going to be coding today,
and we're gonna use front-end user management infrastructure.
Chose to go into management consulting after graduating from college.
But somehow, selling your body is much more appealing to modern women.
When I made like $1.5 grand, and I was like, this is like double what I'm getting from benefits.
So she made this TikTok of her like filming a day in her life as a creator, and she started it off with like, so I'm a worker. It had so many views. I was like, oh my God, I want to do that.
Now I say selling, but in all honesty, most of them.
You see how social media influences women? She saw a video of some other girl creating an OnlyFans and saw how that blew up, which influenced her to be like, oh, I want to live that life. Why? Because women want easy. They want everything easy. And if they can find a shortcut to getting what they want, resources, they're going to do it, even if it means degrading themselves. And guess what? That kind of content is mainly what you see on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, even YouTube. Count how many videos you can find with a woman actually giving other women good advice on being a decent quality woman, maintaining your modesty, having self-respect for yourself, treating men well, what to bring to a relationship. How many channels can you find giving women that kind of information as opposed to, oh, I started an OnlyFans, look how much money I made. Oh, showcase your sexuality, flaunt it, it's okay, it's great, it's empowering. It's not even close. So of course our generation is seeing way more of this, and they're following suit with the women that are teaching this. Yo, the society is just literally going downhill.
Them are just giving it away for free, because what you see on Instagram and TikTok or just on the streets late at night, that is all free. Nobody's charging you for that. Now in the past, a professional, aka would put on a very scandalous outfit so that you could clearly tell that she's willing to do whatever you want just as long as you paid her. But then feminism came along and brainwashed an entire generation into thinking
you can't even
that
tell the
dressing
difference.
and acting like
they all look like
perfectly
prostitutes.
fine, and that men should still respect you when you do.
Look, this is a public service announcement. Just because I sleep around and just because I present myself a certain way online does not mean that I don't deserve respect.
Right. Please drop a like on the video if you think that feminism is fooling women into self-sabotage.
You literally cannot tell who the strippers are from who the regular girls are.
It truly amazes me how much soul destruction.
Like, through all those clips of women in dresses, you can't tell who the sex workers are, who the prostitutes are, from who the regular girls are. You really can't tell. They look all the same.
Modern women are giving each other, and it makes you wonder, do women even like other women?
Women will push you to be like, go queen, go do that, but at the end of the day, you are losing more respect for yourself by listening to a woman telling you to go out and do that thing that they wouldn't even do themselves.
Because they really do their very best to set these women up for failure, while we men are actually still trying to protect these women from themselves. Men are the ones who are most vocal about not letting men in women's sports.
It's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous.
And we are the ones saying don't sleep with 50 or 100 dudes.
It's not impressive for a woman to sleep with a lot of men. It's very easy for women to sleep with men. Even average women, even below average women, have more sexual options than like a top tier man.
Or dress like a streetwalker. I mean, can you even tell the difference these days between professionals and the...
Well, look what I'm... This is exactly what I was saying. In this lineup, there could be nurses there. There could be doctors, lawyers, dentists, daycare workers. There could be a slew of occupations in this lineup of women we see right here. Every single one of them looks like they're selling sex. If I saw them on the side of the road, regardless of what they actually do, I would think they were a prostitute. Literally. I do not want my wife or my girlfriend, if she happened to be standing on side of the road, to be seen from another man's seen by another man and him think the thought, oh, she's probably selling sex. Bro, if any of these chicks were walking down the road, I wouldn't know the difference.
The normal chicks that are out there. Anyways, we're only just getting started, and already you see that it's very difficult to take modern women seriously based on how they present themselves and how they are constantly using their bodies for
streetwalkers.
Now, I could go into the whole OF thing and how it's incredibly stupid and hypocritical for women to push other women into doing OF work while constantly complaining that society is objectifying women.
What if this was my daughter or my mother or my sister?
Why would I, when I have a very rare lady who actually understands this reality and explains it so perfectly?
You're a feminist doing OnlyFans, OnlyFans that's empowering, yet you're relying on creepy, disgusting men who think you are disgusting and trash to ironically pay your bills, which is probably the most degrading thing in the entire world. Whereas actually, if you were in an office, it would be a lot less degrading. You could actually have respect in an office.
Ah, sweet music to my ears. This brings us to the irony of this whole modern feminism scam and the female sexual revolution, which is that we literally have women encouraging other women to sell themselves online for the explicit pleasure of men, who are also supposed to be their oppressors, and they should fight them to end patriarchy.
They're empowered by literally reducing themselves down to prostitution. That's female empowerment. Reducing yourself to what used to be the lowest station in life a woman could reach, selling her body. That was like, bro, you lost at life if you ended up in a brothel. You lost at life. Now, I'm seeing women who literally work at brothels coming onto podcasts and acting as if they're superstars, celebrities. And other women are literally eating that up. That's where we're at now. Women are literally eating up this literal hoe lifestyle. Prostitution, stripping, sex work, OnlyFans, pornography. The lowest stations in life are now becoming what is glorified by women. And men have their part to play. I'm not saying it's all women's fault, because we, as much as we don't like it, we are like, I'm not saying we're a slave to it because we can fight back, but most men are a slave to it, and they get it, they feed in to what the women are doing. They buy the OnlyFans subscriptions. They watch the pornography. They engage, so they fuel the system. Because if men decided, yo, we're not having a part of it, we're not going to give it our attention, we're not going to give it our time, we're not going to give it our money, then women wouldn't have an incentive to continue to do this. But as long as men continue to feed the machine, women are going to have a huge incentive to do this kind of stuff. Sorry again, guys, for the buffering. I know it's been doing that.
The main reason why the patriarchy is so hard to eradicate is that its power is decentralized. They are ridding the patriarchy of its most effective tool. And that renders the patriarchy powerless in its ability to control women. It's giving Bella Thorne releasing her own nudes.
Right. Are you still with me here? Because apparently patriarchy is located in the balls, and apparently you need to drain those in order to kill it or something.
So many
I don't know.
streetwalkers.
These feminists are the most incoherent bunch of whiners, only surpassed by the trans people.
I feel like both, like a man and a woman, but I also feel like neither and genderless.
But I digress,
Confused.
since things get a lot more stupid when feminists get their feelings hurt, and when they try to get back at men for not calling them or committing to them.
I have a lot of single girlfriends, okay? And holy hell, like, they are so amazing, and like, they're these empowered, beautiful women.
As soon as she said empowered,
like, they have so much to offer, like independent, badass woman.
Oh god,
like,
then she
why
dropped
aren't
independent.
you-
She said empowered and independent. That tells you everything you need to know about her girlfriends and the quality and the value of those women. Empowered, independent. Empowered to do what? Dress half naked. Independent of what? You. They don't need and or care about you. Yeah, that's why they're single.
Wifing them up.
Now this really proves that most women do not understand men, and they have no idea what men truly value. As men, we value scarcity and uniqueness, you know, things that are hard to get. So a girl sleeping with 50 dudes is not hard to get, which means that she has no value at all. Neither is a girl showing it all on Instagram or OF, or a girl who's talking to 10 guys at the same time. Now here's where the beauty of feminist logic comes in and falls flat on its ass. You see, many women will argue with you and say that's not true, since quote-unquote real men don't care if a girl sleeps around or is half naked on Instagram, and they will base this on the fact that those women still get plenty of dates or even get married. And yes, this does happen, but what do all of these women have in common?
I'm so f***ing tired of being disappointed by men. I'm so f***ing tired
of getting hurt.
Okay, I'm about to tell you one sign that a man has low emotional intelligence.
They all complain later on that the guy has no emotional intelligence, that he...
Why is he gonna want to entangle his emotions with a woman who doesn't even respect herself? She doesn't respect... Look, guys have no problem being emotionally bonded with someone who is worthy of that. If a woman respects herself, is a decent woman, she treats you well, she has integrity, she has standards, she is going to... That man will see her, and because he's going to see her and he's going to respect her. The same way you would see a promiscuous woman, and then you'd see a woman who's like... who's like dressed conservatively and, you know, is a decent woman. There's going to be two different things going on in your head when you see those women. And one of them you're going to view as a wife. And men are emotionally bonded with their wives or even their girlfriends if their girlfriend is worthy of that. But a man who looks at a streetwalker or looks at a whore is not going to want to bond himself to that. And he shouldn't, because that is going to lead to a whole lot of heartbreak. Do not let them come to you with their sob stories after they've had their years of fun. And then you think, okay, let me give her a chance because I don't want to judge people. No, nigga, you need to judge heavily. And I'm not saying this to be an asshole. I'm saying you need to judge heavily because your future, your well-being, your mental peace, your money, your finances, your kids depend on you being judgmental. You need to be extremely judgmental, okay? You need to make sure that she fits the bill for a wife, not just a hot piece of ass, okay? Crucial. Sorry again for the buffering, guys.
He doesn't care about their feelings, about their needs, or their problems. He's simply not there for them.
And 5, 10, 15 years later, they're also the ones being like, all men are garbage. You know, I'm just going to be alone. And I'm like, okay, so maybe that untraditional lifestyle promoting these things did not work out for you.
These hot girls will always find someone to date, marry, or have babies with, but that person might only care about her looks and not her feelings or her wants or needs.
So my boyfriend of 8 months, almost a year, and we've known each other for a year now, straight up ghosted me. I had to literally DM his brother to see if he was alive. His snap score is going up. Obviously, I'm checking. And I know he's playing poker with his friends, and he went to a basketball game today. So yeah, I'm honestly at a loss because I literally never would have seen this coming from him.
Yeah, of course he doesn't care. You know why? Because he sees no value in her. Any person out there, whether it's a guy or a woman, will protect the thing.
Let me make him finish.
They care for if that thing has true value to them.
Facts. That guy didn't just ghost out of nowhere. Men don't just ghost out of nowhere. That's a female's game. Females ghost out of nowhere. Men put up with a lot before they finally dip out. And that's just not me. That's not just me saying stuff. Men rarely leave relationships. That's what women do statistically. That woman, and of course they all play innocent, like, well, I didn't do anything. I was just so great, a perfect girlfriend, and out of the nowhere he just left. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Of course they play that game, and they're never going to tell you why that guy left. The amount of hell, the amount of bullcrap that guy put up with for 8 months before he finally had enough and just ghosted. Okay? Because men don't do that. But of course they're going to leave that out conveniently.
So even though hot women will always find a guy to date, marry, and make babies with, the question really becomes, is that guy willing to die for you? Probably not. Because in today's society, how many women have you met that you were actually willing to die for? Women have been tricked by feminism into eliminating all of the things that actually make them valuable in the eyes of men.
Because women, it's like, then they ask you, okay, what do you bring to the table of value? And they list masculine things that men don't care about. No, you need to be loving, supportive, kind, feminine. Feminine's the #1 thing.
Yeah, that is definitely
that they're not bringing.
Or else you would go have a business partner.
Women love to quickly shift the narrative to why do men get to sleep around and we don't? Why do only we get shamed for it? Well, to that I say, ladies, you can do whatever the hell you want. Just like a guy can eat Cheetos and play video games all day long and build a solid 800 pounds of lard, you know, living his best life, as you guys say. However, no man is ever going to defend him and say that women should sleep with him, date him, or marry him. We all agree that this dude has no value to women.
Wow.
But women don't like this type of honesty and logic.
Bro, she
They
looks
want
like
to
a
do all of the
prostitute.
things that make them super
She probably is a
unattractive
prostitute.
to men, to then
She looks like a
complain
prostitute.
that those same men don't want to date them or take them seriously. They don't seem to get that the girl who sleeps around with a bunch of dudes or showing her ass on Instagram is the female equivalent of the 800-pound unmotivated bum living with his parents. Because for a man, a girl could be broke, living with her parents, and not have a clue about what she wants to do with her life. But if she's virtuous, kind, and she has an ounce of self-respect, then that girl will be worth her weight in gold.
Absolutely.
But this virtuous, self-respecting mindset does not align with modern feminism that wants women to be as naked and vulgar as possible and to let go of any feminine traits that make women truly amazing. Modern feminism loves to turn women into cheap commodities and make them believe that it's female empowerment. These women get lured into OF work with the promise of making 10K or even 50K a month, but what they all find out the hard way is that you only make the big bucks when you start giving into all of these specialized requests that will truly break your soul.
I actually dreaded just about every time I opened up my OnlyFans. I just would see all these messages like, are you DTF, sending like pics. I've never been the type to entertain it, and so the thing is with OnlyFans is that you kind of have to entertain it because they're paying.
So clearly just dressing.
Yo, and I've seen OnlyFans DMs personally myself, and I could tell you, yeah, it is literally the most degrading thing a woman can do to get that kind of raw, unfiltered sexual attention from men. Sexual attention from men isn't always bad when coming from the right. Well, actually, it is bad unless it's coming from your husband, your boyfriend, someone who actually respects you. What you don't want to do is get the sexual attention without the respect. When he's your boyfriend, when he's your husband, there's going to be respect attached to that sexual attention, that sexual, that sexual expectation. But when that is removed and they only see you as a sexual object, that's it. Oh man, it can be very dehumanizing. I've seen a lot of the messages that these guys send, and yeah, no way these girls who read that, who have to go through that and respond and pretend that they like these guys on a daily, no way they're doing okay mentally. No way they're doing okay mentally. Most of these girls have to cope heavy. They have to drink, they have to do weed, they have to do some kind of drugs so that they basically can detach themselves from what they're doing. They have to stay under the influence, because if they're sober and they're doing it, it's going to hit them hard. This is very bad. This is very damaging for women. But the worst part is that even though those girls, some come out and be honest, like, yo, this is terrible. I've seen a lot of videos of girls coming out and saying, yo, for the last year or so, my mental health has been very terrible since I started OnlyFans. Some are being honest, but others who have a narrative to push, you know why? Because women don't want to ever acknowledge that they took a L or that the decision they made in their life was wrong. This is why you'll often see women say, I don't regret it. Whatever happened, it's fine. It was learning, it's whatever. They never want to be like, yeah, I wish I didn't do that. They never want to own up to it. So even if they've made the mistake of joining OnlyFans and they're actually getting all the negative repercussions of it, they will be damned if they ever go and tell other women that they hate their life, that they hate that they have to do OnlyFans and sell their body, because they need to uphold appearance to all the other women, because women are in competition with each other. They're in competition with each other. So if she tells the next girl who she's in competition with that her life isn't as glamorous as she makes it out to be, well, now she knows how that other girl is going to perceive her. So she rather just tell her, oh yeah, everything's great, it's so awesome, even though she has to go home and snort a bunch of stuff or, you know, smoke a bunch of weed or get drunk to cope with her problems. But that's just the reality. And we're creating more streetwalkers, as we see here. Plenty more streetwalkers.
Like streetwalkers or doing OF work is already more than enough to greatly devalue women in the eyes of most men, and it makes it almost impossible to take any of these women
Somebody's
who engage
wife.
in these activities seriously.
Hopefully not.
However, the craziness doesn't stop here, since modern feminism also heavily stimulates women to never ever change anything about themselves for a man, which again is very ironic, since feminism loves to tell women to do whatever disgusting act a guy requests, just as long as he pays you on OF.
Wow.
But if he asks you to be a bit more feminine or simply kinder, then you need to run, because he's clearly a creep and you are perfect the way you are.
That is a great point. If you have some money, they will. So if I don't respect you at all, but I got $100, I can get you to bust it open and do the most deplorable thing, literally degrading thing possible. However, if I respect you and I simply ask you to not wear that outfit, to take down that picture on Instagram, it's an issue. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. They're willing to do more for the men who view them as nothing more than a whole. And they'll demonize the men who respect them, who love them, and call them misogynistic, controlling, abusive. Absolutely insane. Sorry for the buffering,
It truly amazes
guys.
me how women can complain non-stop about not getting commitment from men when they try so hard to be unappealing to those men. If you want a guy to take you seriously, then maybe begin with taking yourself seriously first and conduct yourself in a respectable manner. But when you behave like a child or dress like a hook, then that's simply the treatment you're gonna get. However, modern women don't like to hear that.
I can understand how a man would look at me.
And why do you think that you accept that where other girls will call the man misogynistic?
Feelings. They're not using their logic. They're like, how dare you speak about me like that? And it's like, you're taking it so personal. I was like, you obviously must feel a specific way about yourself if that's how you're speaking about a man being misogynistic, because he won't take you up for that.
And so when they keep getting confronted with the consequences of their lifestyles and men avoiding them like the plague, they keep reverting to men are just intimidated by how amazing we are.
Like, what is your deal? Why do you feel like you're insecure?
Yeah, keep telling yourself that. Now the reason why it's so stupid for women to tell each other to never change for a man is because if you want to be with someone who's very religious, you will have to be religious yourself, or that person is not going to want to be with you. If you want to be with someone who's very active and takes good care of their body, then they're probably going to want someone who's active as well. But somehow, modern feminism has convinced women that they can be as promiscuous as they want, lose all of their feminine traits, be a non-stop headache, and show up with more crazy demands than the Taliban, after which every man should be lucky to have them. Sorry ladies, that's not reality. This was how feminism devalues women. Please drop a like on the video.
Guys, please go ahead and subscribe to his channel, FBE Capital. Guys, this is the society that we're living in now. This is the women. And guess what? All those streetwalkers you saw, all those women on those panels, guess what? They're going to be teaching the young generation. They're going to be making TikToks, giving advice. And there's never going to be advice based on the mistakes they made and don't make these mistakes. It's going to be like, no, walk down the same path I did. Put on my shoes and do the exact same thing I did, because it's so great. Why? Because misery loves company, and women never want to admit that they've effed up. And so they'll end up there questioning why men don't want to commit to them. and that we're insecure. We need to, stop being so insecure and accept and embrace and, love a woman exploiting herself. That's fine. Let them think that, guys. Let them reap the consequences of their actions. If you want to have fun with those girls, you go ahead and do your thing, but you better not commit to them, guys, because they will make your life absolutely miserable. But that's all for today, guys. If you got value from this video, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, guys, take it easy.